Am I the asshole for asking my stepdaughter to cook for us? My 45M stepdaughter, 17F, is a phenomenal cook. I'm talking homemade pasta sauces, scratch baking, hell, sometimes imported seasonings. But she only does it for herself. She's been fine cooking when I ask her to do it for us, but only on rare occasions. When we're all busy and need to do DIY dinner nights and can't all sit around the table, you can smell her homemade garlic pesto or vegan teriyaki stir-fry all over the house, and it gets irritating. We get her ingredients that she uses up quickly and never makes meals to share with, and I'm getting annoyed. So I asked her earlier tonight if she would start making dinner for us all more frequently. I didn't say every night, and she got annoyed and mouthy with me, saying she's drowning in schoolwork, her internship, and her commissions, very talented digital artist, and can't babysit us because you never learned to cook. She claims her sparse dinner preparations are a treat when she's up to the task and feeling nice, and she can't be expected to come up with something new and fresh every night. She's doing it for herself anyway, why not for the rest of us? So I told her to just do the dishes and go to her room. She did the dishes and stomped off and hasn't come out since, and my wife thinks I'm the asshole here, but I think I'm in line. She lives under my roof and doesn't pay rent, and she's already cooking every night for herself anyway. Am I the asshole? You are the asshole. Why is a minor child cooking every night for herself in the first place? She does have a FT job school, plus a PT job and an internship. And she is a child. Get in the kitchen, dude. YTA you buy her groceries and she doesn't pay rent because she is 17. Learn to crackpot cook or batch cook. Edit crock pot, not crackpot. You are the asshole. Your 17-year-old doesn't pay rent? That's because her mom is legally responsible for providing housing, food, etc. for her child. She shouldn't be responsible for routinely cooking for the family. You should be grateful for the fact that she routinely cooks for herself, rather than relying on her adult parents to provide food for her. Maybe you and your wife should take some cooking classes. You are the asshole. She isn't supposed to be paying you rent. She's a minor child. Your attitude of it being, my roof, is pretty crappy. That attitude tells us some very unflattering things about you. She doesn't have to cook for you. Sure, everyone once on a while, like once a month, would be very nice. But she doesn't have to. You are the asshole for thinking someone with school, an internship and an art business doesn't have the equivalent of a full-time job, and for asking her to take on more household responsibility without compensation one way or the other, money, fewer other chores, etc. Also, you make it sound like you asked, but your reaction sounds more like you told her to cook for you. Am I the asshole for not turning my alarm off so my boyfriend can sleep? Me and my boyfriend moved in together a few months ago. Our apartment is one bedroom and we have a couch. I set an alarm for 6:30 so I can try go for a run with my friends. It's not possible for us to do this another time, unless it's at night. BF's job doesn't have standard hours. Right now he has 2 days each classified as morning, afternoon and overnight shifts, and day 7 is off. My alarm doesn't usually clash with anything because he's either already up or at work by then. So now he has afternoon shifts twice a week. By the time he gets home from those and sleeps it's 12 or 1. The issue now is my alarm wakes him up at 6:30. Tried a vibrating one but it's useless for me. I said he can go back to sleep after, but BF's reply is that it's hard for him to go back to sleep if he's woken up like this and he needs to rest, and I don't get up. He wants me to turn the alarm off entirely. I don't think this is fair because this is my routine, and I suggested he sleep on the couch those nights but he refused to. Reddit, am I the asshole? How about you sleep on the couch those days? You are the asshole is my call. You are sleeping through this and disrupting his sleep. You are the asshole. Why is it okay to tell him to sleep on the couch when you could sleep on the couch as well? I assume neither of you wants to do that? He said no and you don't want to either? But also, shift work is rough. Maybe boyfriend could sleep with earplugs in? I do this because my partner snores. If it's only for a couple of days so he's getting good rest for work, it's surely not that big of a deal? Edited to add. You're absolutely the asshole after all of your responses to this thread. Sleep on the couch. Your routine isn't worth a plane full of people's lives. You are the asshole. Your boyfriend is an air traffic controller, he's responsible for thousands of lives. This is one of the most stressful jobs on the planet, with the highest burnout rate. He needs to sleep well and be fully rested. It's his job. You sleep on the couch. You're not talking about alarms for a job. You're talking about going for a run, There's no comparison. Especially when you can't even be bothered to get up for it half the time. Face with rolling eyes. You are the asshole you can skip the run 2 days per week, or go sleep on the couch the night before. His wonky hours mean that he's going to be chronically sleep deprived. Edit. Holy hell, he's an air traffic controller? Look, his sleep was already a higher priority than your intermittent running schedule, but it's imperative due to the fact that he literally has lives in his hands. He needs sleep. You are the asshole you want to run. How nice. He wants to be okay for work. These are not equal. Am I the asshole for telling my son that he needs to respect his mother? I have a son, 20M, who is studying engineering in college and as of recent has found the study material a little difficult and rightfully needs to work on. A few days ago he came home from the dorm for the weekend to cool off a little bit. On Sunday my wife came into my son's room and I could tell he was a little agitated trying to work on something he didn't fully understand. My wife tried to console and reason with him but he ended up raising his voice at her, telling her to leave him alone. Then my wife just told him to pack his bags and that he's going back to the dorm. He can't be here if he's going to act like this. My son tried to talk over her to shut her up but my wife wasn't having any of it, telling him that she wouldn't relent until he either calms down or packs his stuff, and that she will not be held emotionally hostage by my son. Then he started to call her an overbearing bee, and all sorts of other nasty names, to which I had to bark at my son and tell him to stop right now and that bee does not call my wife names or there will be problems if he doesn't de-escalate. She's just doing what she thinks in his best interest, and he finally relented. Later that evening my son made a comment about how he chatted with his friends who told them that my wife was in the wrong. But I had to say that they don't feed us, they don't pay our bills, they don't know us, that he needs to stop consulting his echo chambers and learn to forgive his mother and forget this, as he needs to respect her for getting him where he is today and because she's his mother. He tried to tell me that respect is a two-way street, but I said by that logic should his mom call him the nasty names that he does to her? Should we call up his grandma and tell her to cut his college funding? And if he finds someone to be annoying and getting on his nerves, what should he do? Ignore it, to which he responded with, BS, control your damn wife, and I had to disengage. Since my son went back a couple nights ago, he's refused to answer our calls and only responds to our texts asking us to apologize, no ifs ands or buts, and has told his grandma about us threatening to tell her to pull his funding, which she proceeded to give us an earful over and that she'd pay for it no matter what, and called it really sad. If we, his own parents, would be less proud of him than she is, by even asking to do such a thing. I can't believe he went and told her about this, but now after what she said, I don't know how to feel about this. You are the asshole. On Sunday my wife came into my son's room and I could tell he was a little agitated trying to work on something he didn't fully understand. My wife tried to console and reason with him but he ended up raising his voice at her, telling her to leave him alone. Your wife created this whole problem. It sounds like this is not a one-time incident, but something your son has been dealing with his entire life. You have two choices. Either apologize, work with your wife to resolve the issue. Or accept that you will be LC/NC with your son for the first of his life. I have a nagging feeling you are leaving out info. Does your wife constantly bother your son when he is trying to study? What did she need in his room? What was she reasoning with him about? Also very telling that your son raising his voice instantly earns him a punishment of being sent back to the dorms. You are leaving information out to make you and your wife look good and your son look bad. Learn to forgive his mother and forget this. Until she does it again? Because something tells me this isn't the first time things have escalated between them. Should we call up his grandma and tell her to cut his college funding? This is absolute shitty behavior on your part. You are the asshole. Info. Is this his birth mother? There is a lot of your wife, my son, in this that makes this story feel off. I feel like we are missing info. You are the asshole. Your wife was definitely in the wrong. He was alone in his room in the middle of trying to tackle a difficult subject, and she barges in to distract him. He said to leave him alone, so she tried to kick him out of the house. Y'all sound like a terrible support system. Am I the asshole for not accommodating my niece? My daughter, Lexi, had her 8th birthday party recently. We invited some of her friends, and some family, including my brother, sister-in-law, and niece, Claire, 6 female. Claire has several allergies, gluten and dairy being the main ones. For the party, I had pizza, chicken tenders, and sandwiches for the food. Chips, fruits and veggies for the side. Vanilla cake for dessert. For Claire, I made gluten-free and vegan mac and cheese, bought gluten-free chicken tenders from the store, and she could have the fruits and veggies and chips. I got her a vegan and gluten-free chocolate cupcake for dessert so she didn't feel left out. At the party, Claire was upset that she couldn't have pizza and Chick-fil-A like the rest of the kids and upset that she couldn't have the fancy cake. I tried my best to include her by getting special food and dessert for her, but my sister-in-law yelled at me afterwards for not just offering allergy-free food and cake for the whole party so Claire didn't feel as excluded. I get why Claire was upset, she's 6, she's still a kid. But I am furious at my sister-in-law for yelling at me and calling me cold and selfish. My daughter doesn't have allergies. This party was for her. Most 8-year-olds don't want to eat dairy-free and gluten-free if they don't have to. I told my sister-in-law that I went out of my way to try to make Claire feel included, and as her parent if she wants more, it's her responsibility to provide it for her child. I understand that it's hard to have allergies as a kid and feel excluded. I had an allergy that I outgrew eventually. But that's life and the world doesn't revolve around Claire's allergies. Am I the asshole? You did accommodate your niece. Your Sil is an entitled parent. The entire world doesn't have to eat what her child eats. That's not how life works. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. As somebody with food allergies, I can tell you that not everybody will do as much as you did. You went out of your way to make sure that she would have things she could eat. At some point in her life, your niece is going to have to deal with the fact that she can't eat the things that other people eat. The sooner that that's normalized for her, the better off she'll be. Also, you should change your title because you absolutely did accommodate your niece. Most 8-year-olds don't want to eat dairy-free and gluten-free if they don't have to. Most people don't want to. It was your daughter's party, and it should be about what she wants. You went above and beyond, in my opinion, for your niece. Maybe next time just don't invite her. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Wow, you did a lot of extra for one child. Claire was not the birthday girl. She was a guest. She was provided plenty of food. Your sister-in-law is in for a rude awakening when she realizes that the world isn't going to accommodate her child's food intolerances. She will be invited to other parties and these same issues are going to happen, except nobody is going to make everything gluten and dairy-free. I feel sorry for the child because she is going to expect everyone to bend to her needs because her mother is setting a really bad example. I was half expecting to read based off the title that you simply refused to make any accommodations, when in reality, you went above and beyond what most would have done. You're not the asshole, not calling Claire an asshole because she's 6, but your Sil is a major awe.